We spend our lives chasing light. We want to be a better person, a more patient parent, a kinder friend. We are told to highlight our strengths and hide our weaknesses. But what if our greatest flaws are not liabilities to be fixed, but doorways to a deeper, more powerful version of ourselves? What if the path to our greatest strengths is found in the very things we've been taught to hide? Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, believed this was true. He argued that the most powerful part of our mind isn't what we show the world, but what we tuck away into the darkness. He called this the shadow. Every morning, we put on our persona, the social mask we wear to feel safe and accepted. At work, we're the responsible professional. With family, we're the helpful and cheerful one. But what happens to the parts of us that don't fit that mask? What about our fear, our jealousy, our anger? What about our neediness or our deepest insecurities? Jung believed we don't get rid of these things. We push them into the unconscious, into what he called the shadow. This isn't a simple act of hiding. It's a profound act of self-rejection. We tell ourselves, that's not me. But every time we do this, a piece of our inner energy goes with it, creating a deep feeling of fragmentation and a sense that something is missing. Jung's powerful insight was this: the shadow is not your enemy. It's your unrealized potential. What we call a flaw is often just a strength we've learned to misuse or suppress. The person who is labeled as stubborn might have a hidden gift for resilience. The person who is seen as overly emotional may possess an extraordinary capacity for empathy. The lazy one might be a creative genius in desperate need of rest. Your so-called flaws are the key to understanding your hidden power. So how do we begin to reclaim these exiled qualities? The first step is to recognize that what you judge in others might be a mirror of what you judge in yourself. This is a process Jung called projection. The person who constantly criticizes others for being selfish might have a deeply buried desire to prioritize their own needs without guilt. The person who is triggered by arrogance might be suppressing a powerful drive for self-confidence or leadership. To truly see your shadow, you must be willing to look at your projections. When you feel intense judgment, a simple practice is to stop and ask yourself, what part of me is a bit like that? What is this person showing me about myself that I don't want to see? This question isn't meant to shame you. It's meant to enlighten you. It's the first step in turning your judgment into self-awareness. Think of the energy you use to hide your flaws. It's an immense amount of work. It takes effort to suppress your anger, to pretend you're confident when you're not, or to act like you don't need anyone. Jung would say that energy isn't going away. It's simply being trapped. When you finally release that energy, you're not just accepting a bad part of yourself. You're unlocking a powerful, raw, and authentic force. Consider the archetype of the warrior. If you were taught that anger is bad, you may have suppressed your inner warrior. But that same anger, when integrated and controlled, becomes a fierce protector of your boundaries, a source of courage to stand up for yourself and others. Or think of the magician, the part of you that holds a secret creative power. If you were told you weren't good enough, that creative energy might turn into self-sabotage. But by accepting it, it can become your greatest tool for innovation and change. Your flaws are simply the raw material for your truest potential. So, what does it look like to live in a way that integrates your flaws? It's not about acting out your anger or becoming what you've always feared. It's about finding a conscious, healthy expression for that hidden energy. 1. Acknowledge and journal. Start by giving your flaws a voice. Write a letter to your jealousy, your insecurity, or your anger. Ask it, what are you trying to tell me? What do you want me to know? This simple act of giving it space removes its power over you. Door 2. Find a healthy expression. If you've repressed anger, find a way to express it safely. Punch a pillow, scream into the void. This isn't about harming anyone. It's about acknowledging the feeling. Once you've acknowledged it, you can redirect that energy. You can use your anger to set a firm boundary or to motivate you to leave a toxic situation. 3. Act with intention, slowly. Begin to let that part of you come out in small, intentional ways. If you've always feared being needy, ask for help with a small task. If you've been too nice, say no to a request that doesn't align with your goals. These are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of self-care and authenticity. The ultimate goal is not to fix yourself, but to become whole. This is the ultimate journey of individuation. When you integrate your shadow, you become an authentic, powerful being. The flaws you once hid become the source of your resilience. Your insecurities become your empathy. Your suppressed ambition becomes your purpose. You are no longer living a half-life, but a full one, with all of your strengths and your so-called weaknesses working together in harmony. The bravest thing you can do is not to hide your darkness, but to turn and face it, because in doing so, you will find a light you never knew you had. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Jungian psychology. The path to your true self is found not by eliminating your darkness, but by befriending it. If this video resonated with you, and you're ready to explore your own hidden potential, please let me know. Like this video and share your thoughts. In the comments below, what flaw are you ready to see as a strength? And of course, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights into the human mind. Until next time, remember that your wholeness is your power.